Hey guys, welcome back to Life with the Stephs. Today we're going to have a bit of a sit down video. I haven't been in very many videos lately. Steph's been taking the lead, but we want to have a chat here. So I think a couple of people requested it. So we just wanted to talk about adoption today, and people were asking where we sat on it. Was there anything else, Steph?
I think just because lately I started a series on my adoption and what it's been like to be an adopted child and how it's made me feel and how it's affected my life. And I think people were wondering if, because of my experience being adopted, if we would put, I don't want to say put another kid through that because that sounds bad, but if we will adopt a child.
Whether it's considered now.
Yeah,
fair enough.
If it's something that we've thought about. And yeah.
I think I'll just start because to me this is not a touchy subject, but I think it's pretty crazy to think that people open their arms to the girl I have right beside me here, and without that happening I might not be sitting where I am today and everything. And when I think about that, it's crazy to me that such a, not a small decision, but how one person opening their arms and just saying, yes, let's do this, can
have such a ripple effect.
It's just never ending. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I think it's crazy. I kind of get speechless because it's something that I don't understand very much, but at the same time, I know how much I appreciate what Steph's parents have done, and just, yeah, I'm so happy and lucky to have her. And I think that speaks millions in just what people who want to adopt do for other people. And I think that, yeah, what do you think?
I think I completely agree. I consider myself so lucky and so blessed to be adopted and to be in Canada, because from where I'm from in Haiti, Port-au-Prince, very few people and babies make it out, especially back in 1998. I think it was even less common. It's probably a lot more common now, but I got that second chance at life that I wouldn't have been able to get if I wasn't adopted by who I was adopted by, and I feel like so blessed and lucky. That being said, it hasn't come without challenges, and challenges that I regretfully say I don't want to put another kid through. If that's like, I don't want to sound selfish or anything, but I think me and Savannah have had this talk many times. Hey, just been thinking about it. And it's not that we don't want to adopt, but I think our first choice for sure is we want a bio kid.
I think it's tough to say at this point what would happen in our future, as you never know what's going to get thrown at you and all this other stuff, and different circumstances come ahead. But again, with Steph being adopted, we've had lots of talks about her having some family. Yes, we are family, but we'll be family, you know, with the last name one day. But like she said, to have that biological connection with her kids and whatever, like, that's just something that you can't get any other way.
Yeah. And
I can understand how that's so important to Steph, and I think that would just be the most exciting thing one day, hopefully.
Yeah, and it's so cool because like Stevan completely understands how important it is to me. Like, he's not against it at all. Like, he doesn't make me feel bad for it, as I've been made to feel bad about it by people in the past. But he's also very open to trying new things. So like, having a biological child is like important to the both of us. Stevan has great relationships with his parents and his sister, which is amazing, and I look at that and I want that in life. Not saying that I have had terrible relationships with my family, but my adopted family, like biological family, always has a certain connection that as an adopted child I feel like I can never fully understand, and there's a lot that I feel like is missing. And so to us, obviously, like Stefan said, you don't know what the future is going to hold. You don't know what obstacles are going to come your way. And I'm sure, like, I'm only 22 and he's 23. If the option of adoption did come up, we would probably, like, we wouldn't say no, you know? Like, we'd definitely consider it and we'd look into it. But right now, I'm very big on as well, like,
I would never take something on like that if I wasn't sure that,
That's
you
what
know,
want.
it's gonna happen for sure, and that I could, or we, or I, whatever at the time, can provide the best possible future for this person or whoever, right?
Yeah.
Like that's just something that I would have to almost lose sleep over. That's something so important to me that, you know, you got to be in it for everything, and
100%.
if you can't do it from the get-go, then even if you want to, it's not the right thing to do.
Because
so you need to just, not you just, I'm not telling somebody that, I shouldn't say it like that, but it's just so many things to be considered, and I think that,
Children,
like Steph says, being so young, it's just,
it's like
we've like talked, but it's nothing like, you know, this, and it's just, yeah.
Yeah, like Savannah said earlier, it's like a touchy subject, and like, especially for me being adopted, there's also things that Savannah has witnessed from my adoption that like we both aren't super psyched on, and there's things that we don't personally know if we are able to deal with some of the things that comes with adoption, because you never know how your child's gonna turn out regardless of if they're biological or adopted. However, when you have a biological child, you have not a general idea, but you know both the personalities of the mom and dad. So if something does come up in the future, it's not as surprising, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, anybody can turn out anyway, but I see what you're saying, and I think a good example of what Steph's trying to say is just sometimes Steph will go to the doctor and it'll be like this exam, like crazy, like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, and they got research and figure it out, and okay, I think this is it. Oh, no, we were just a bit wrong. And I go to the doctor and they're like, here's all the files, here's this, done. And typically it would be easier for me. And it's just like stuff like that you don't realize, right?
And I think exactly, like Savannah has witnessed with me so many misdiagnoses that the doctors have just messed up because they don't have that medical past that you have. And it's taken, we've been dating for 2 years now, and it's taken probably 7 months for them to figure out certain things, and like they'll say it's something bad and they get us worried, and it's like not bad at all. So it's just things like that like it's not a fun feeling. And I said, if you've watched my last video, there's also the fact of like your identity and knowing where you're from and knowing your background. And like I found that with being adopted, I don't have a birth certificate, and I may joke about that with Stefan because he completely understands, but it is not a good feeling to not know your birthday. It is not a good feeling to not know your age. It's not a good feeling to just not know really who you are, but know who you are. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Sometimes it's not like you're guessing, but you just gotta, this will be it. And maybe if I was really surprised about something or didn't understand something, I would have somebody to clarify for me. Whereas, you know, it just kind of is what it is sometimes. Yeah. When we talk about those things, because we don't know. And I think, not to take another twist on the video here, but again, that's something like we've tried reaching out to meet Steph's bio parents, and
it's just so hard.
It's just like dead end. We're not gonna give up, because this is like one of our dreams, is to thank the people that
brought me into this world,
you know, and got us together, made the hard decision to let go too, because that's another side of it, right?
Oh, completely.
So I think that's just,
and I think that's where I go with like knowing where you're from. I think if I were to do an adoption, because I did not have an open adoption and I did not have that option to know my birth family, I would want my child who I adopt to know their birth family, to know where they're from. That is, if it's not going to be toxic and be bad for them, their lives. Like if the parents genuinely wanted to know that their kid is still doing okay, I would have no problem with them checking in and me updating them, because I know how it feels to just have nobody. Maggie's here to say hi. We adopted Maggie.
We got Mags.
And we love her so much. But yeah.
And sometimes the people we got her from check in just because they care about her, and that's all good.
It's so
because she's a little lover, and she deserves to have as many people looking after her as possible, because she's the best.
She loves Stefan. Like, he goes to work all day, and then as soon as he's home, they are best friends. But just quickly back to the video, I think, yeah, so that's pretty much mine, where me and Stefan stand right now when it comes to adoption. Again, we are still so young. We don't have to make this decision yet, but we've definitely talked about it, just because you never know if you're going to be able to have biological kids. And if you even have, you might be able to have biological kids, but what if I can only have one? We don't know. So we always want to keep our options open. There's also foster care and stuff, and that's a whole nother rabbit trail that we would have to get down. But I think for those of you who don't know, I'm also currently in social work. And I think that brings a whole nother aspect of adoption, where I almost see it firsthand, and the struggles of it firsthand. And that, as bad as it is, it almost makes me, I want to separate my life from that a bit. So, yeah.
You bet. And it was a bit of a tough thing to talk about, but a couple people requested this video, and I want to encourage that as much as possible. Steph and I you guys are part of the Steph fam now, so if you guys got anything for us, leave it below, and we would love to.
We love to chat.
Love to chat, and hopefully Maggie wasn't making too much noise walking around in this video for you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening, and we will talk to you guys
Take
later.
care, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.